everybody, welcome back. It's Joey again. You're watching VegasDtech, and I'm back with another Lake Mead water report and water report update. But we're not just going to do the water report for the week. We're going to be giving you the end of the year water report. Now, it's not going to be end of the year as in end of the year. It's end of the water year, which actually begins or ends on October 1st. Now, I was going to come out here and give it to you actually on October 1st, all the numbers. But I wanted to give the numbers like a week or two, an opportunity for all the numbers to stabilize so that I can actually give you the final report for the numbers of the year, showing you where we've been, where we've gained, where we've lost. And I'm going to go ahead and jump on the laptop here, and we're going to go through those numbers with you so I can give you all the graphs and data, and then we'll come back out here and talk. Alrighty guys, so let's take a look at the Lake Mead water level report. It looks like the level out there at the lake today is going to be 1,066.26 feet. And if we take a look here, guys, being that it's the end of the year, let's take a look at where we were this date, October of last year, and we were at 1,045.49 feet. And today, 1,066.26. We're looking at about 21 feet of rise, man. So we've closed out with 21 new feet of water, which is really crazy because, you know, if you take a look here at 2021, you can see we peaked out. And then we dropped off all through the summer, and then we stabilized at this number. And then last year, we started off right about here at 1,067, and we dropped all throughout the summer. And then we stabilized right here at October. But this year, we had this crosshair situation right here because of all that rain and snow. And look at that, right when we should have been dropping, like we were anticipating that this thing would go down to 1,018 feet. I mean, before we ever got this water, that is exactly what the Water Authority thought. They were anticipating right down to 1,018 feet, which would have really put us into a tier 3 water shortage. But you could just see this crosshair, which is crazy. I mean, had I not been doing these water level reports, I would have never seen this thing go down. But if we take a look down here, guys, at the drought report, this right here has really blown me away because this whole area now used to be right over here, right? So all this area has extreme, wetness. Everything is wet over here now, a lot of precipitation. So I don't know anything about, polar shifts and if we have, some sort of a pole shift, but it looks like all of the weather that was right in this area right here has somehow shifted in 1,000 miles or so down south into the Midwest, and they're seeing all of the stuff that we were seeing. It seems like all of the weather that was like up in this area has rolled into this area, and then all of this weather in here has rolled into this area, and that would be, conducive to a pole shift. I mean, if that's real or not, but like I said, I don't know anything about that type of stuff, but that would explain a great many things as to why all of a sudden this year, everything in this area is all wet, and then everything in here is getting to be all dry. But moving on to the Lake Mead water data, we take a look at this here. It says that today is day 15 of 366 in the new 2024 water year. So already we're 4% into the water year, right? 4% into the water year, and this is where we're at here, guys. And if we take a look at the reports right here, this is the actual chart that I normally give you every time I would go out to the lake. I would just snip this stuff out and add it into my camera work. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inflows. The inflows for the day are 8,351 cubic feet per second. Outflows are 5,344. We're averaging 8,113 coming in, 6,152 going out. Now this would be normally a greater number going out, but because California and Arizona, or at least Southern California, they have gotten so much rain and flooding throughout the summer, they do not even need the water that they would normally be allocated right now. So a lot of that water gets to stay back in the Lake Mead, helping these numbers stay up here into the green when we should be dipping down really low right now. And if we take a look at the change index here, guys, you're looking at 0.06 feet of change of good water coming in, or level rise. And it says that over the last 14 days, we've had 0.03 feet of water rise, 6 days down and 7 days up. And guys, that is the number here, folks, for the 2023 water year. Wrapping it all up right here, it says Lake Mead is up 20.77 feet from 1 year ago, and that is the wrap up of the water level at Lake Mead. Okay, now that we've taken a look at all the graphs and data for the year and we've seen the gains that we've made, I wanted to come back and give you the Lake Mead water update sheet that we normally get every quarter. Basically, this one here says that the Lake Mead water supply update, the consensus here is Lake Mead water outlook improves. So what this report is saying is that the Bureau of Reclamation is projecting slightly improved conditions along the Colorado River, which will ease federally declared water cuts in southern Nevada beginning next year. So they're easing the water cuts, okay? And it says that a Tier 1 shortage is projected for 2024, an improvement over the Tier 2 shortage, gaining southern Nevada access to about 4,000 additional acre-feet of water, and that equates to about 1.3 billion extra gallons that Vegas can use. It says a wet winter combined with a low water demand have raised Lake Mead's water levels this year. Low water demand and the fact that California has had an abundance of water that they didn't need to have as much water given to them means everybody got their levels pushed back up into the green. It says thanks to conservation, our community has used 33 billion gallons less water in 2022 than in 2002, despite an increase of about 750,000 residents during that time. After getting all the data for the end of the year and getting that new water update sheet report, the general sentiment that I'm getting from people in the community and the overall sphere of Lake Mead and Hoover Dam is that we're out of it now. We're in the green. The level of the lake has jumped up 20 feet. There's no need to worry. Next year will probably be just as good as this year. And we're no longer in a shortage. We're no longer in a drought. That has moved on. And it's back to business as usual. And that being said, it could be the case. What it is here is that local attention and national interest in Lake Mead Hoover Dam has pretty much all about crawled and tanked to zero. That's brought me to a crossroad in the material that I make for this channel, because you know, in the beginning, guys, VegasDtech as a channel, it didn't even really have a category. When I first started this channel like 9 years ago, I didn't even know what I was doing, and it started off as like a hobby tech channel. And I was doing stuff like, you know, camera reviews, drone reviews, metal detecting reviews, hobby stuff. And then I started doing like motorbike repairs, vlogs and stuff. So I was just like all over the place. And then, you know, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time when the drought was happening, when national media was focusing on Lake Mead, and it was all about the bodies, the barrels, the boats, and the bodies in the barrels, under the boats, or thrown off the boats. And when all of this stuff started happening, it was just, you know, me being at the right place at the right time. You know, it blew up my channel, you know. And also with the help of BP Earthwatch, he happened to like what I was doing, and he gave me a shout out. And you know, he helped my channel really get going where it's going and where it is right now. But I've come to this crossroad right now that if national attention to Lake Mead is basically dying, do I really need to give a water report the way that I have been giving it, you know, a couple times a week? It doesn't look like the levels are anywhere near a problem anymore. Boats are actually able to launch whenever they want. The water level at the pier has come all the way up to where the concrete is deep in the water. The marina doesn't have any issues anymore. They're safe where they're at. The water level at the dam is decent. It's good enough to provide power. We don't have any issues out there anymore. And it's just, you know, it's laid the question to me if a Lake Mead water report needs to happen, you know, to the degree that it was happening all this time for the past 2 years. You know, it normally takes, when I make a report like this, going out to Lake Mead and filming at the lake and then coming home and editing the footage and stuff, it normally takes like, it could take up to 20 hours to make one video. And then I've seen the views go from, you know, the demand and the interest and you know, the whole focus of the drought situation happening at Lake Mead, it's gone down like 16 times less than what it used to be. And that just means that, you know, people aren't tuning into that material anymore. Everything runs its course. You know, everything is important until it's not. Everything runs its course. So you know, in wanting to keep this channel going, I have been thinking, I have been putting a lot of thought into what direction I want this channel to go.
And I don't want to just keep on making, you know, redundant reports on the lake that's not really beneficial or useful to anyone. And I most certainly definitely don't want to have to stoop to using clickbait, you know. And I've talked to a lot of other content creators out there that are, you know, struggling to do the same thing, trying to make something out of nothing. And they've even mentioned the whole creative title clickbait stuff, and I'm like, guys, I'm a lot older than you. I really don't want to have to stoop to doing stuff like that. I'm not going to go into making a thumbnail saying, look, $1 million found inside this cave. You know what I mean? Just to get people to click on it. And then when you actually open up the video and look at it, yeah, there's $1 million in there. $1 million worth of monopoly money from McDonald's that was found in the cave. You know, I don't want to have to stoop to that type of stuff. If I'm not giving you relevant information that is beneficial, useful, or entertaining out at the lake, then I would just rather not do that. And then I would need to pivot, you know, that information and try to do something else. And so, you know, Maria and I have been talking about, you know, the evolution of this channel. To know where a channel is going, you got to know where it's come from, you know, your roots, where it started. And making the videos that I make, I want to make videos that I enjoy making, that's fun, that I don't have to struggle to get up out of bed and try to find some adventure. Maria and I, we still work full-time jobs. You know, well, Maria works a full-time job. I work about 25, 30 hours a week in a restaurant. And then once I get out of that, sometimes, guys, I am so tired from working, I have to come out here and want to make a video, but I just cannot find the energy to get out here to become creative and find something. But I still want to create material. So, you know, I wanted to think about the pivot that I'm planning to do, and I want to keep this channel still about recreation. You know what I mean? I want it to be a recreational type channel because, you know, guys, I enjoy going out to the lake. I know Maria does. You know, she loves camping, and I would love to be able to get into like RVing and camping, you know. And so what I want to do is I want to make the channel about that. Lake Mead will always be at its core. We go out there at least once, maybe twice a week. And if there's any information or news to be reported on, we will continue to be making news and reports about Lake Mead. However, I'm going to be doing other things to add to the channel, to add material to it. And I know some people were telling me, like, you know, since I've been doing the e-bike reviews, some guys are like, dude, you know what, I was with you when you were all about the Lake Mead, but when you start doing stuff like reviews on cameras and bikes and camping gear and stuff like that, you know, I'm just not with that. I'm out of here. Goodbye. You know. And guys, I understand. You know, I mean, if you're not getting what you signed up for, I don't expect you to stick around very long. And I have seen lots of subscribers already leave the channel because they're not getting that exciting adventure stuff anymore. But guys, like I said, when the water level has come back in and everything that was exposed along the shoreline is no longer there anymore, there's nothing for me to discover. There's no more boats coming out of the water. There's no more barrels. There's no more exciting things to be discovered because the water came back and consumed it all, and the shoreline is right up to where it was, with the water being 20 feet higher. It's gone right back up to where it was. So yeah, you know, I didn't know how to actually make this video because, like I said, this channel, I mean, you know what, to be honest with you, at the beginning of 2022, I had come to that crossroad at that time of whether I was going to continue to be able to make videos at Lake Mead due to the park and services passing that new mandate that they didn't want anybody filming at Lake Mead, right? And that you would need to have all kinds of permits and so forth. And the permits that they were talking about, guys, was like right along the lines of like a production film crew for like Paramount, you know, coming out there and making a movie, which, you know, everybody knows that I'm not. And the process of actually getting a permit was very, you know, a lot of red tape involved. And for a small channel like myself, I really had to ask myself, you know, what is involved in actually getting that permit? Is it like getting a permit for a fishing license? You know, I'm one guy with a camera walking around talking into a camera, looking at the shoreline. You know, what fee is involved in that? And it was still a long process of submitting paperwork, paying money in advance that you cannot get refunded. And it was completely up to Park Services whether they were going to approve your content or not. And they didn't even have to give you a reason. It would just be non-refundable money. We said no, that's it. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to go through all that. What I did was I made some phone calls and talked to park services at Lake Mead, and all I have is their blessing. What they've said is that we've seen your channel, we know that you don't have a humongous channel, and we know what you've been doing for the longest time. One guy with a small little camera talking into a mic and showing, you know, the stuff that's been going on at the lake. They never had a problem. So their whole outlook on me was, we're not looking at you. You know what I mean? We're not saying that what you're doing is technically legal on a government, you know, court basis. They've said what they've said, but we're not going to harass you, you know, have a nice day, you know. So I have continued to go out to Lake Mead. At the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, I had come to that crossroad of whether or not I was even going to continue to do Lake Mead water reports. And a lot of you subscribers have told me, Joey, you know what, you don't necessarily need to be at the lake. You could just put a backdrop of some lake stuff going on, pictures, this and that. What we were more interested in is the stories that you give us and the adventures and fun stuff that you and Maria take us on, and we support that. And you can continue making Lake Mead water reports, but you don't necessarily need to be out at the lake. And, you know, because, you know, all of you subscribers have been so supportive of the channel, and the fact that, you know, we've been together doing this type of reporting for at least 2 to 3 seasons now, that gave me the courage and motivation to want to just push through and continue to report up till this time. But like I said, we've come to that time of the year right now. Water has improved. The general consensus all around is that we're out of it. There's not much left out there to look at. I will continue to go out and present information and news to you as it surfaces at Lake Mead. And like I said, we're going to be doing some small pivots and trying to convert the channel. Not really convert, but include recreation into the theme. You know, I would like to be able to go camping with you guys and show you stuff that we're doing while we're camping. And a lot of the goals is to jump into an RV and take off and visit all kinds of points unseen. And that's like the future reach, you know, if funds are available for us to support doing stuff like that. And a lot of the e-bike stuff that I do, that is a great way for me to actually fund the channel, because I don't even keep those e-bikes when I review them. My obligations to the company are met, and then I just take those e-bikes and I put them on OfferUp and I sell them to people for like half off, whatever, and I use those funds to help support the channel. So guys, yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys an update. I feel you guys deserve it. You know, some of my friends are telling me, Joey, how transparent do you want to be with your channel about what you're doing? And I said, I want to be very transparent with my channel, because without my subscribers and the support of the people that have been out there every single week, you know, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. It's entirely too much work, and a lot of times it's very tiring. You know what I mean? Putting in 20 hours of filming, traveling, and editing to make one 25-minute film. But I do it because I love what I'm doing, and I want to continue making videos that I love doing and that provides some sort of benefit, you know what I mean? And like I said, if you do see, you know, e-bike reviews and so forth like that, it's still fun making those videos, and I shoot it all around this area that I live in, so you do get to still spend time with me and Maria. And I hope that you guys don't take off, but if you guys do take off and unsubscribe, I do completely understand. And I just want to say thank you for all of the time that you folks have spent with me and Maria. We really appreciate your support for the time that you were with us, but we totally understand if you guys need to unsubscribe and go about looking for other ways to be entertained. But anyways, guys, that's everything I have for you. It was very hard for me to make this video because I really didn't know how to do it, and I was like, look, I'm wasting my time procrastinating. Get out there, get this camera up, make that water report, let people know what's really going on, and you know, let the chips fall where they may. And so that's it, guys. So anyways, guys, if you could do me a favor, leave me some comments, you know, let me read them, see what you guys think about this whole little you know, pivot and shift over to recreation, and incorporating more recreation type stuff and reviews and so forth for the channel, because I want to create more content and keep the channel relevant. And folks, that's it. I will catch you guys on the next upload. You guys be well. Take it easy now. Bye.